You know, do you ever lose confidence? I mean, I've been in places of darkness in my life where I doubted myself, where I kind of got discouraged enough to say, I'm really not sure. You know, you get to this place where you're empty and you're kind of uncertain, and actually you're lovable and you're great, but you don't know it. And you actually do love people, but you kind of doubt yourself. That's exactly what happens to Peter. Jesus knows that Peter loves him, but Peter doesn't know that Peter loves him. He has lost confidence. He has lost confidence in himself. He denied Jesus, you know, to his face, and he's embarrassed. Now comes a real important teaching. In English, we say, I love you, and I don't know what it means. I love my dog, I love my car, I love my country, I love my wife. I don't know, you know. I mean, we're kicking that word around all over Hollywood. We don't know what it means. I kind of love you, but I'm not in love with you. So we kind of kick this around so much, sometimes we don't even know what it means. But not true in Greek. In Greek, there are 5 words for love, 4 especially, and they all mean different things. Philein is a human, brotherly, fraternal love, the human love that one person has for another. Philein, remember we talked about the brothers of the Lord, Adelphoi, Philein Adelphoi, Philein Adelphoi, Philadelphia. And the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, comes from Philein Adelphoi. So Philein is the human love. I mean, I love you, but I'm struggling, and I'm human, and I'm broken, and it's never perfect, but I do love you. Philein. Agapon. This is the absolute perfect love. Unconditional, I'll be there forever, never doubt me, I'm absolutely on, you know. So here's how this dialogue between Jesus and Peter happens. Jesus said, Simon, son of John, do you love me? Agapon. Do you love me with the great love, the perfect love? Peter answered, yes, Lord. You know that I love you, and he uses philein. He says, you know, I love you with a human love. I mean, it's very imperfect, but I do love you. At which Jesus said, feed my lambs. A second time, he asked him, Simon, son of John, do you love me? And he uses agapon. Do you love me with this perfect, undeniable love? Peter says, yes, Lord, you know that I love you, but he uses philein. I love you with a human love, broken, but it's real. Tend my sheep. But a third time, Jesus changes the word. Jesus says, Simon, son of Peter, do you love me with a human, broken, struggling, faltering love? And Simon Peter says, yes, Lord, you know everything. You know well that I love you, but it's human. And Jesus said, feed my sheep. It's enough. That's enough. You don't have to be perfect. We're all struggling with people that love us, but they're imperfect. Your children will disappoint you, but they do love you, but it's imperfect. The elders will impose on you, but they do love you. Maybe they don't always say it, but they do. It's faltering, it's struggling. Is it enough? It's enough for Jesus. Is it enough for us? That's the question. And if you say to Jesus, I love you, but it's a struggling love, and I'm all mixed up, and I'm doing my best, and I'm fail, and I'm a sinner, and everything, Jesus says, don't worry about it. It's enough. That's powerful. That changed my life when I said, you mean that's what you're saying to me, Lord? That if I fall apart, I'm a sinner, I make mistakes, but I'm a disciple. And Jesus said, it's okay. That's enough. Now, about 20 years ago, I met a 4th grade teacher who was teaching the children about the first commandment. Don't worship a false god. And she asked the children in the 4th grade, tell me what a false god is. And one said, money. Money is your god, it's a false god. And they went around, and then one little girl said, a god who would hurt you is a false god. I decided I've been worshipping a false god for most of my life, because I'm afraid I'm going to hell. When I was a teenager, I went to confession every Saturday. I went to communion on Sunday. I was back on the road Monday. I was coming in on Saturday with the same sins, putting the last one first and last, hoping you wouldn't know who I was. And of course, invariably he said, did you confess this last week? I did. Well, you're not trying hard enough. Okay, I'll try harder. And I never succeeded. You know, I tried harder, but it just didn't work. And then I found John McAnulty, his spiritual director, in 1975, and no matter what I said to him, it didn't matter what I said to him, but you're good. I said, don't tell me I'm good, but you're good. And I said, Jesus, John, I can't stand it. You just keep telling me like this. And after a while, I began to believe him. And that's the teaching of this moment. You know, that your humanity is acceptable in the infinite love of God. And your struggles are holy. So don't doubt yourself. And the more you discover that God loves you in your humanity, not in your pseudo-perfection, you will discover that Eucharist is the food that God gives to you in your imperfection, not in your perfection. Look, when I hear confessions, Holy Family, our children in my 27 years have never been inside a confession box. It scares the hell out of them. I mean, I wouldn't do that to children. It's ridiculous. So they sit there in the sanctuary before Christmas or Easter. What would you like, this is a little 4th grade or 5th grade, what would you like to ask Jesus to forgive you? Well, it's fighting with my brother. How old is your brother?